Hello and welcome to the Hotkeys podcast. This is a show where we talk about everything pop culture and random in the world. I'm your host, Mick, and today I'm joined by
Will Dobratz
and
Landon Browning.
Hey.
Hey, well,
I'm literally on an airplane right now. You guys hear that?
we hear that. Well, welcome, Landon. Really quick before you head out, because you might have to head out soon. Where are you, and where are you going, and who are you with?
I just landed in Cincinnati with my good friends David Parker and Jordan Elton.
Not Colby?
All day. No, Colby, his plane crashed.
Oh,
That's
that's unfortunate.
sad.
He's gone. Yeah.
that's sad.
Because I just got a Discord message from him, so I wonder where his phone is.
He did he flew on like Dollar Tree Airlines.
Dollar Tree.
There's 18 stops on the 17th. The 17th went over. The flight from there crashed. So
Plastic wings too.
Yeah.
yeah. So
Hey, but you get what you pay for, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, we've been waiting in airports and flying all day. So it's been really fun.
Yeah, it
Watching
sounds like
Netflix.
a great way to spend the day.
Yeah, I watched Dave suck at the video game Hades on Nintendo Switch.
Wait, no, I didn't suck.
He kept dying over and over again.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's David Parker coming in.
He was like crying. It was kind of weird on the flight.
That's
That is a little weird.
I would hate to see David cry or like
Yeah.
it, depending on the context.
And then Jordan dropped one of his AirPods at one point and was like screaming, like he yelled like, "Oh no, I dropped my AirPod!" like way too loud. Like,
Wait, really? Oh
yeah,
gosh.
yeah.
Are you
And then
gonna
he
like
spent,
leave
the
him
next-
behind at the airport, like out of embarrassment?
We might have to, but I'm gonna let you guys go since we're on the plane. I just wanted to check in with my boys. So
Yeah.
you guys have fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I might say hi.
Dave says hi.
Well, why didn't Will call me? Why did he call you?
I don't know, something special.
Wow.
But hey, love you guys.
All right.
All right.
Have fun on the trip, guys.
Yeah, you guys have fun.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Bye. Well, that was our first caller ever on the Hotkeys podcast. Up next is Jordan from the same plant. No, I'm
Do
kidding.
you want me to call Jordan, see if he picks up?
No,
We can have a call extravaganza.
no. I don't think that probably didn't sound very good.
No, it probably did not. It probably sounded like death.
Yeah. So yeah, a little context. Everybody, basically, but Will and myself, are on a second vacation this year to good old Cincinnati, and they're basically there to watch a football game and go to a zoo.
Yep. Zoo and football.
And they're there for like 5 days, so that's good.
What? I
Yeah.
thought they were there today, Sunday, Monday, and come back Tuesday.
I think they come back Wednesday.
They come back. I think Jordan comes back Wednesday. The others come back Tuesday.
Are you sure?
I think so, because I remember Jordan saying something about staying on Wednesday for like family stuff, so he doesn't have to drag.
I'm surprised Jordan doesn't want to make an effort to come back for Tuesday.
Oh, why would he want to do that, Mike?
I don't know. Probably no reason.
Well, and with that,
So anyway, Will and I are the true troopers here, and we are still recording.
yeah, we're the sole members of the Hotkeys
members.
podcast left. So
Yeah, so the real important ones.
oh, the real ones.
we do
Yeah.
all the work.
Without us, the whole thing crumbles.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is absolutely true, and it's on record now, so everybody knows.
Yep.
Cool. So how's your week been, Will?
My week's been rather interesting. A large part of my week has been being obsessed with my PS5 shipping status, which sounds really lame as I'm saying that, and I'm thinking out loud like, oh, no wonder I don't have a girlfriend. Like, kind of.
I mean, do those actually like directly? I mean, yeah, a little
bit,
yeah.
It's sometimes it feels like it kind of correlates. But so I don't think I mentioned this last week on the podcast, but I finally got a PS5.
Yes.
Or quote.
You
quote,
ordered
got
a
one.
PS5.
I ordered one.
You officially ordered one. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Cool Kids Club.
Well, I'm not in the Cool Kids Club yet.
You're basically outside the door learning the secret password. And as soon as you get that down, then we'll let you in.
But in this scenario, they might give me a wrong password.
They might.
And I might be still locked out. And I might have to wait another year for another password.
That is true. I'm hopeful though.
Yes.
It could just be a bizarre set of.
What happened is I got there was like on November 22nd there was a Walmart drop right around noon, and I was able to get in a queue, and it was like 6 minutes. And I was like, okay, if it's not now, it's not ever, because a 6-minute queue is the lowest I will probably ever get.
Yes, that's a good place to be for a PS5.
Yes. And so I got down to 1 minute. It didn't get stuck at 1 minute like it did for a lot of people. It went through. I was able to add it to the cart. I was able to check out. I was able to order it. It took a week to ship, and now it's shipping as of, I think, yesterday morning is when it turned, oh, we sent out your order. Now, here's where the real concerning part is. They're using a company, because Hotkeys, we all live on the West Coast.
Yes.
They're using a company that is local and exclusive to the West Coast.
Yes.
Yep. And they have 181-star reviews on Yelp.
Yes.
And
do you want to name drop the company, or do you want to wait and see what happens longer?
I don't think it even matters, because nobody's heard of them anyway. I haven't heard of them. They're called On Track.
On Track.
Which is coincidentally like the name of like a high school that people go to when they're
Maybe
like failing,
it's the high school.
like in the
maybe,
city we live in.
They, that's how they like pay for things.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe the high school is shipping me my PlayStation 5.
They screw up orders.
Yeah. So unfortunately, it looks like there's a possibility. There's like a 5% chance that it comes today, because it says scheduled to deliver today, actually. And it's currently 5 p.m. and it was in Nevada 5 hours ago.
Maybe Dave had it.
Maybe Dave is bringing.
Dave switched the address and it was at his place.
Or maybe, just maybe, the plane that Landon and Dave on, Spokane Airport. They're delivering me my PS5 right now.
Aren't they flying to?
They flew back.
Oh,
with a PS5.
They turned around.
Yeah, they turned around.
Okay.
Just for me.
That makes total sense.
Oh yeah, totally.
Cool. Well, I hope that. I mean, I don't mean to be like a pessimist, but I don't think you're getting it today.
It's not going to happen. There's a 5% chance I get it today. I would say about 5%.
Maybe 2.
2, yeah.
Maybe 2, but
maybe 1.
Maybe 1. 1.5. I'll give you 1.5.
Yeah, let's do 1.5%. That it's today. Now, I'm wondering if they like flew it out of Nevada. Like,
I don't know. I don't know where, because you ordered it from Walmart, right?
Ordered it from Walmart, and was in California yesterday morning.
It seems weird that it would go to Nevada.
Yeah, it seems really weird.
Where in Nevada? Like North Nevada?
Yeah.
Are they at least going in the right direction?
They're taking a diagonal and then another diagonal, but you know,
just taking their sweet time.
I know, but it's kind of frustrating to be patient right now, because it's like I've been waiting for one of these things for a long time, and now that
it's been out a year at this point,
and
so that is a long time.
If it somehow gets lost in shipping or stolen or just doesn't deliver like anytime soon, it's basically similar to tripping at the finish line.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I've had so many failed attempts at actually adding it to my cart that this is almost feels like a mockery.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's true.
I wonder if God is punishing me for something.
I mean, we all deserve it. So
yeah.
That wouldn't be surprising.
Oh gosh. But yeah, so that's been my week, is just basically stressing about my PS5 order status. And even, let me check right now and let's see what it says. It's currently 5:00 p.m. and it's, arrives today. What a weird thing. So it's great being in the blind about one of your most expensive orders ever.
Maybe use UPS next time.
I have no choice.
Or FedEx.
I have no choice.
Make a choice.
Well, if I worked at Walmart, then I would have a choice.
I wonder why
is
why
it
that
cheaper?
was. I don't know. Did you choose like a different shipping method, or
no?
I just standard.
No.
Are there like on track planes or?
I don't know, dude. I've never heard of this company before until I looked at the 1-star reviews, and I'm like, no, are you kidding me? And
you might be screwed.
I might be screwed.
You might be screwed.
I might be done for. But you know, that's just life. And you know, sometimes life just likes to screw you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By not giving you a
PS5 that you rightfully deserve.
So you do deserve. That's interesting. You say deserve, Will.
I know. It's very interesting.
Do you feel like you deserve a PS5 at this point?
I'm just joking.
I mean, it's fine if you do.
No.
You've worked hard. You've earned money.
I mean,
you've waited a year.
I did spend money for it, but like,
yeah. But I would say at this
know.
point you deserve a PS5.
I don't know, man.
The majority of our
I'm
friend
not
group
entitled to one though.
I didn't say you're entitled. I feel like there's a difference there. You have done things throughout this year that the PS5 has been out that I would say that you deserve a PS5.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
I feel like entitled is like you didn't do anything for it, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. I think things get a little hairy when you get into like specific definitions of words. They always do. And I'm not really sure the difference between deserve and entitled is. Maybe that's because if you've been listening to the show a while, there was a debate a long time ago on the podcast, maybe a couple months ago, about deserving happiness. And
just like deserving in general.
Deserving
right?
in general.
Like, does anybody deserve anything?
Yeah. And one of the issues that I had was that when somebody says I deserve something, it almost feels like a rich spoiled boy kind of entitlement. That's what it feels like to me. But I've kind of come around on it in that what's the consequences of not deserving something? Like, I'm thinking about it that way, right?
Okay.
And so it kind of puts me at this impasse where it's like I don't want people to feel entitled, but I also don't want people to not get what
Not be happy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's hard. I don't know. It's just, it feels like you lose either way.
I guess so. I mean, I get what you mean by, you don't want to say deserve or entitled to in a way that makes you sound like a, spoiled
rich
child.
brat. Yeah.
I get that, but I would say if you earn things, at that point you deserve it, right?
I guess so.
Maybe you're not like setting out to like, that's my, I'm going to do this and that's going to be my end goal. Maybe you just live life the way that, things are presented to you in a way that you deserve.
Mm-hmm. A lot to think about.
Yeah. Audience, what do you think about
call in.
the word
call in. We now have calls in.
We now have the technology to take your calls.
Yeah.
Well, what's your phone number?
555.
Yeah. There you go. Play it safe.
Oh, man.
Cool. Well, I do hope you get the PS5. I don't think, just based on
it's not coming today.
how late it is now and where they say it is, I don't think it'll be.
I've been looking up online and it's like some people sometimes using this company, they'll deliver at like 12 a.m.
That's really weird.
Yes, it's really weird. It's sketchy too. Like they're on their website, their delivery times are from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and it says in quotes, sometimes later.
Like, are they like just a bunch of random people in their own vans? Like, do they have on-track vans?
They're advertised as like a rush shipping company. So you can ship the very next day something from California to Nevada or California to Oregon or something like that.
Yeah, but so does Amazon. Like, who Amazon is.
And
that's
it's
just
Amazon's
weird.
2-day shipping too.
That's weird.
I don't know, but I guess this company's like,
what were some of the Yelp? What did some of the Yelp reviews say?
My package has been delayed 9 times in a row. This is my 9th lost package and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, the more I feel like I'm doom scrolling, right? You know that term where it's like you keep scrolling just to try to find positive information, or you keep scrolling and you keep finding negative information, and it's this negative feedback loop. That's what I've been experiencing the past week, and it's honestly been terrifying. And I wouldn't be going through this if I didn't get a PS5 on my. If I got a PS5 on my first try, I wouldn't be going through this. I'll put it that way.
What if they still went through on track though?
But like the mental stress is what I'm trying to get at.
What if you had to go through that though?
But I'm trying to say I probably wouldn't because I haven't been trying for so long.
Oh, so you're saying for all the building
for
up,
all the build up of like failure,
Okay.
and then when I finally start to round the corner of the hurdle race, the last hurdle is so high. It's so high, Michael. It's so high.
just bring a ladder.
Listen,
whatever that relates
means
to in
metaphor.
Earthly form.
Drive down to Vegas myself or whatever it is and just snatch it up.
It could be a ladder though. It could be a ladder. It could be a ladder to the airplane that is just flying up somewhere around Nevada.
Yeah.
A really tall ladder.
A very, very tall ladder.
Yeah.
Hang out of the airplane on the ladder.
Yeah.
Uncharted style.
Uncharted style.
Yeah.
Speaking of Uncharted.
Oh.
No, I have nothing about Uncharted.
Okay.
I love those games. Aren't they doing like a restoration or like
yeah, they're doing like some remaster or whatever for PS5. So it's like
aren't they only doing 4?
They're only doing 4 and The Lost Legacy, which is the best and the worst one, right? Or do you think 2 is the best?
I really struggle ranking the Uncharted games, except for probably the first one. I could probably say the first one out of all the games are like, it's still fun and it's still cool, but I would say that one's easily like probably my least favorite. But when and I kind of relate this to when I'm watching, same thing with like a Christopher Nolan movie. The movie I'm watching or the game that I'm playing at that time is my favorite.
You're like, yeah,
it's really
this
hard.
Is my favorite.
Like,
and then you play the next one, and you're like, yeah,
like,
this is my favorite.
And I think that says a lot for how good I think those games are, because each one has its own unique thing that makes it the best, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. So what's unique about, because your favorites, if I have to take a shot in the dark, 2 and 4, correct, are like the top two. At least for me, the top 2 are 2 and 4.
Well, okay, so I'll say this: 2 was the first one I played, so I think that adds to why
hard to get over.
Why that is such a high ranked one. But then I play 3 and I'm like, this is better than 2 because, you know, the story and
story's a bit better, yeah.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I don't know. 2 starts amazing. I think 2 probably has the best start out of all of them. Because spoilers for Uncharted 2, but it starts with this train wreck and you don't know what's going on. You're kind of thrown into the aftermath of something terrible looking because you're in this giant train that's like hanging off this ice cliff and you don't know what's going on. And then it goes back into the past. And then you play all the way up to that point. And it's just it's a cool way to tell the story without being like, you know, cliche or boring or something. But yeah, I don't know.
Doesn't 4 do the same thing though? 4, because you're on the
4
boat.
starts with it does that, but it's like,
Less
okay, it's a boat chase. Like, it's cool, but it's not like this train swinging off a ice cliff and
it's much
you're shot. Like, oh, what happened?
It's more reasonable to expect a boat in the water than it is a train in the mountains.
Right, like dangling off
like the cliff.
Exactly.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, Uncharted 4, it's the best looking one, obviously, because it was for the PS4. I think it has the best like Nathan Drake stuff in terms of like who he is as a person and as a character. His relationship with Elena, I think, is the best in that one.
Yeah, they took a lot. They took a lot of pages from The Last of Us. I feel like
just in terms of like
how much they focus on character storytelling. Yeah,
and I think that's something Naughty Dog is
really good at,
amazing at,
for the most part.
But yeah, I mean, if I had to say which one is my favorite, I'd probably say Uncharted 2. There are things in that game that really frustrate me. The boss fight at the end is
the final boss
very
fight.
excruciating.
I think I'd rather play Uncharted 1 on like the whole entire thing on the hardest difficulty than play that final boss fight on the worst difficulty. I've never played either on the hardest difficulty, but from how hard that and annoying that final fight was on the regular difficulty, I couldn't imagine it on the hardest one.
And I'll say this, I think the people that play the Uncharted games that play it for like, I'm going to set it to the highest difficulty, they're insane.
Oh, they're psychopaths.
I don't think that
2 shots will kill you.
Those games are not, I think, designed for having a difficulty set. You're playing it because it's a fun story and the characters are awesome.
Yeah.
When you add the difficulty, like Dave, he tried playing it on like the highest difficulty and it was making him hate the game. And it's like, well, to me, it's not worth it at that point. Just play the game on
the sweet easy platinum trophy.
Yeah, you know how I feel about trophy.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'll say Uncharted 2 is my favorite.
Yeah.
Until I start playing.
My favorite's 4.
4 is great. I mean, 4 has the brother relationship, which is I think done extremely well.
Yeah.
Like I said, the stuff with Elena is probably best in that game. It looks the best. I changed my mind. 4 is the best. See, it's hard.
So
it's
whatever
difficult.
you're talking about.
Now it's down to whatever I'm talking about. But yeah, like I was saying, the same thing with Christopher Nolan films, except for maybe the Batman films, because I think consistently Batman Begins is my favorite.
I feel like there's you can have a definitive order because they're actually kind of different. So Batman, I feel like Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises are all very different.
Yeah, and I guess I sometimes like don't think of them as Christopher Nolan films because they're so like specific to like a universe that's already been around. Not that you can't tell that it's his type of movie. It definitely is. But I don't really like put it together with when I'm talking about Inception or Interstellar or Tenet, Memento, Insomnia, like those.
So do you put the others together then? Do you put like Tenet, Insomnia, Memento like in a group too? Or are there two different Nolan group films?
It's basically the Dark Knight trilogy and everything else. So like with the Dark Knight trilogy, Batman Begins is my favorite.
Yeah.
Not that I don't like any of the others. I love pretty much all of his films except for maybe Insomnia.
I've never seen Insomnia.
It was okay.
Two I haven't seen, Insomnia and Memento.
Memento's great.
Yeah.
You should definitely
That's
see
the one I really want to watch.
Memento's really good. But yeah, I guess just keep going with the conversation. Batman Begins is my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Then it goes Dark Knight Rises, Dark Knight.
Dark Knight's your least favorite?
It is.
Wow. That's really surprising. I feel
Not
like
that I don't like it. I love it. I think it's great, but
you're ranking like 3 S tier movies, like 3 Biggie Boy movies.
Yep.
Yeah. So
for me, like it's easy to put Batman Begins at the top because I think it might not be like the best movie, but I think it's the best Batman story. Does that make sense?
Interesting. So you think that the Batman themes are done the best in that movie?
I think that, I would say it's definitely more of a Bruce Wayne Batman story than the other ones. Maybe like, I think Rises is up there too, which is maybe why I put that second. I think that the Bruce Wayne Batman stuff in those movies is my favorite part of those. And each movie has it, but I think it's a little bit less in Rises, and then it's even less than that in Dark Knight. But yeah, I think Batman Begins is probably the best one.
Yeah, if I remember The Dark Knight, it's pretty much pure Batman. It's just Batman start, Batman finish. Like, there's not a lot of Bruce Wayne character other than a couple conversations with Rachel, right?
Yeah, that's another reason why I don't like it as much is because, and it's not like, it's not their fault. They couldn't really get around it, but the fact that Rachel's a different actress, I think that affects it. I see it as a different character.
Yeah.
And it's a little frustrating for me, at least personally. When I'm watching the movie, I'm like, I wish it was still the same actress, but whatever.
It would have made it a lot easier to.
It would have made it easier to care about.
More cohesive.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like, because I feel like there's already such a stark difference between Batman Begins and The Dark Knight in some ways, especially in like tone. Even though Batman Begins was pretty dark, Dark Knight is like off the deep end dark.
Yes.
So,
and I mean, everybody praises Heath Ledger because I think he is the best Joker. I mean, he definitely deserves it. But he really is like the main part of that movie, which isn't a bad thing. But for me ranking it as a Batman movie and which one is my favorite, it probably gets the last spot.
Interesting. I love ranking things.
It's fun.
It's so much fun.
It's fun.
Like, I've been watching, like, while I'm anticipating my PS5, I've been watching tier lists. Like, just in general, like tier list. I think that like one of the most recent ones I watched is like tier list on like Call of Duty Zombies maps, and they're just so much fun. I actually watched somebody react to somebody else making tier lists, so I'm watching somebody else watch somebody else.
So you needed to make a video of you reacting to that reaction of the reaction.
Yeah, maybe but
that'll be your next video.
It's really fun because this guy's like, "What are you talking about? Like, this is obviously better than this. No shot." Like, but he's friends with all the guys that he's doing that too, so it's not like bullying. But it just has made me realize how fun it is to talk about opinions in a healthy way. Yeah. It's just that when things get unhealthy, that's when things go downhill really fast.
For sure. Yeah. What else do you like ranking? Do you like food?
I don't know. I like food. I like ranking everything. I think I've made like a bunch of tier lists. There was like a fast food tier list. There was a donut tier list. I think there was there's a Disney tier list.
That'd be a big one.
Yeah, a Disney tier list. That Marvel movie tier list. That one I made too. Just with some friends and in my free time, I'm just like, I'm just gonna put this together and share it in the group chat and see how people reacted. I got flamed for my Disney tier list, by the way, in the group chat. Do you remember that?
I think I remember that because
I put Cinderella. I put Cinderella up at top, and everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, you like Cinderella? It's such a lame Disney movie." I'm like, okay.
Well, let's digest it. Why do you like Cinderella? I don't dislike Cinderella. I think it's fine, but why do you think it's the top?
I don't know. It's just there's a lot of things going on. I think the aesthetic. I really like the aesthetic and the
Sure.
themes. It's like that you have the countryside, but you also have like the really regal castle. Like
Yeah.
it looks like it's one of my favorite castles in Disney. Like the way the castle looks in both the animated film and the live action one.
Sure. Yeah.
Which I love the live action.
I do too.
Cinderella.
I thought it was
by
great.
the way. So
Yeah.
that kind of influences also why I like the original Cinderella is because I kind of blend the two almost, which I think is fair if you like both.
Yeah. I mean,
And
at
if
that point too, it's like inevitable that would happen.
Yeah, and it's not like it's super different like Maleficent and Sleeping Beauty. Maleficent and Sleeping Beauty, they're two different stories.
Right.
Cinderella and Cinderella are the same story, just told in a little bit.
Now, do you
different
feel
ways.
the same way with Beauty and the Beast?
Here's the thing, though: Beauty and the Beast live action like reduces the quality, and
Yes.
So, but what's weird is I still love the original animated film. I don't know why it's different for me. Cinderella, it's like I blend the two and I put it up top because I just love. I'm beginning to love. I learned to love both of them.
Sure.
And for Sleeping Beauty, I don't like the live action as much.
Did I say Sleeping Beauty?
Oh, I misspoke.
Okay.
Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast.
For
Okay.
Beauty and the Beast, the live action one is cheeks. All right, I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah.
It's
That's the nice way to say it.
It's the nice way to see it. I didn't enjoy it that as much. I thought the characters lost a little bit of their magic, and little bit, I mean a lot.
Yeah.
But when it comes to how I view them and how I combine it, I don't know why I still separate them. It's because I like the original so much. Maybe because in my mind the characters are so different, right? So the characters in the original Cinderella they feel like they're expanded upon in the live action.
Instead
They're
of changed.
Instead of changed or reduced.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I get that.
And even though it's like a minute difference, I don't know. I just feel like it's big enough to cause like a difference in the tier lists.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it comes down to like you like this one and you don't like that one.
I mean, opinions are all like that. So like it's hard because when you're discussing opinions, it's like, oh, I can sit here and say you're wrong because of X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
But you're not really wrong.
Right. You're wrong in your mind, your
Yes.
own mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a cool thing when it comes to this type of stuff is you have opinions and your own stance and your own reasons for why you think something is awesome and something sucks. And you can you share that with other people. They don't have to
Agreed.
abide by
Yeah.
it, but it's fun. Yeah, it's fun to talk about.
And it's fun to tease your friends about bad tier lists, even though I
Like
got
your
completely
Disney
flamed.
one
It's
sucks,
like
you know?
it had a really fun conversation following on why I was right or not. So, which I feel like is like one of the best parts of opinions, right? Is that you can share them and debate them. It's like when people are super strong and upfront about their opinions, I've kind of learned to take it not as personally. I used to be super personal about it.
Yeah.
Where I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, they hate this. That's a personal attack on my
Right. They,
character."
they don't think my opinions are good or
or something like that. Yeah. And I've kind of tried to learn to, I guess, love the debate, love the banter, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Even though sometimes, depending on the person, it can be really frustrating, especially if they don't have good X, Y, and Z reasons.
Right.
If it's just, I don't know. I was talking to somebody the other day. They said they hated Shang-Chi, like absolutely hated.
Yeah.
And I asked why. I'm like, because that's my favorite Marvel movie in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Oh, that's crazy. Why do you like that?" And they're like, "I just don't like it.
Right.
I just don't.
I don't
And
like
it's
it because.
just because." And it's like, that's probably the thing that grinds my gears the most.
Yeah. Well, and it makes for not very
Entertaining
conversation.
It like completely robs the fun behind having those kind of conversations, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just a lunatic.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I feel like this podcast was built on differing opinions and wanting to talk about them. So no, I think you're in the right. I think that's a good opinion,
Oh,
Will.
thank you. I'm glad our opinions agree.
Yeah. I mean, I won't agree with you about Shang-Chi
You know,
or Cinderella, but
you don't
whatever.
have to. You don't have to.
I don't have to.
You don't have to.
I
You're just
don't
wrong.
have to. I mean, yeah, it's a good opinion. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So what else is new in your life, Will? What's been going on?
Honestly, nothing much.
Yeah?
Just
How's work going?
work.
Work going okay?
Work's okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of. I feel like without diving into too many details, I'm kind of in a weird position.
Let's spill the details, Will. Give me some dirt.
No, I just without saying too much. I think I mentioned I'm at an internship.
Yeah.
And they're not really sure.
You're kind of coming to that point where
Kind
it's
of to
like,
the point where
well,
it's
what's
like,
next?
Yeah, what's next?
Yeah.
And just I don't know. It's hard to. I guess I'll put it this way. I've been on rails my entire life up until now.
Yeah.
Where it's been school. Graduate from middle school, go to high school. Graduate from high school, go to college. Graduate from college. Now that I'm done with school, I don't exactly know where to go next.
Yeah.
And figuring that out was really hard.
It's hard. It's scary. It's hard knowing what the best choice is.
Yeah.
Because there's almost unlimited.
Yeah.
Like I could go there.
Yeah.
One could be great.
Yeah.
One could be terrible.
Yeah. And
We
you
should make
never
a tier
never
list.
know.
Let's make a tier list.
A job tier list.
A job tier list.
I would have maybe 3 things to say.
You would still put
Pool
Cinderella
manager.
at top, wouldn't you?
I'd put Cinderella at the top of my job tier list for sure. Cinderella is a biggie boy job.
That's what I went to school for.
Exactly. Yeah. But not a real school.
Not a real school, according to
to friend of the
some
show,
people.
Oliver.
yes.
But that's okay. He can have his opinions, right?
Yes.
Opinions. Great.
Well, I think we have a common theme of this podcast.
Opinions.
Opinions.
Yep.
The Hotkeys opinions.
So, in your opinion,
Yes.
how has your week been going?
My week, in my opinion, has been okay.
Okay.
Not great, not terrible, but good.
Anything you want to share why, or you just kind of laying low
I mean, it was a very kind of more laid back week.
compared to the week before? Totally.
Yep, it always is. Yeah, it wasn't bad. Just still doing some housekeeping stuff for my apartment, getting essentials, figuring out what essentials are. Like, oh, I don't have this. I guess I need to buy this.
Yeah.
Like the other night, I was like, I'm gonna cook some chicken in the stove. So I went and bought some chicken. I came back and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to cook some chicken. I don't have a pan. I probably should get a cooking baking sheet.
Is that why you went to Walmart?
So I went back to the store, yeah, bought a baking sheet. So yeah, just stuff like that. I was like, oh, I think I just need to figure out by just living life and seeing what comes up.
A month later, you're going to have so much more stuff just based on, oh, I want to do this. Well, I actually need this other item.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I went over to Colby's apartment, which is like 100 yards away from mine.
Mm-hmm.
And he's lived there, I think, a little over 3 months at this point.
Yeah.
And just seeing like how his stuff in his kitchen specifically is like stocked and like he's got kind of things figured out. I'm like, yeah, I'm not at that point.
You'll get there.
I'll get there.
You'll
but
get
yeah,
there.
I think it's just
I mean, that's
Just takes
anybody
time.
like living on their own for the first time. If you don't have roommates that have been living on their own and you can kind of learn and you're out on your own for the first time, I feel like that's an inevitability that's going to happen. It's going to be disastrous when I leave the home. It's going to be terrible, especially because I still live with my parents. I'm 22 years old.
Mhm.
And my mom is one of the greatest cooks like that I've experienced in my personal life.
I second that. Yeah.
And when I go out and leave the house and I have to cook for myself, it's going to be a rude awakening on food quality.
Yeah, I think cooking is probably like the biggest thing that needs to be figured out because one, it's too easy to like, I'll just go to fast food.
Yeah.
And it gets really expensive. It's really expensive to do that.
Especially because you and Colby are right by McDonald's.
Right, we're at
and,
McDonald's,
like,
Subway,
a local pizza place.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think that's probably the first step is
learning.
at least learning to cook 3 different things.
Yes. So you can have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, different meals every day.
Exactly.
The same meal, though.
Same meal. Keep it consistent.
Cereal for breakfast.
There you go.
Peanut butter sandwich for lunch.
Yep.
Chicken strips for dinner.
Peanut butter and jelly for snack.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, just figuring things out,
Nice.
going through life, figuring out how to pay bills.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is how you do it. And it needs to be done by this time. Okay.
Yeah.
Glad I knew that.
Yep. Imagine if you didn't, you could miss a payment. Your
That's
water
something
shuts off.
something I don't want to do. Another thing. Just last week, I lost my debit card.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So I had to go to the bank, say, hey, cancel this one. And give me a new one. So just going through like everything that I had on that card, like paying for automatically is just a pain.
Yeah.
Like, what do I have I need to set it up again. I need to go back and change it. It's just, it's stupid. I hate doing it.
Yep.
But it needs to be done.
Yeah, it does. How mad will you be if you find that debit card like somewhere lying around your old house or something like that?
I'd be pretty mad. I'd be really mad.
I feel like that's an inevitability at this point.
Like if it's like tucked under my pillow.
Yeah,
like,
or something like that.
oh, it's right here in my second wallet. Oh, why did I know that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you checked your second wallet?
I don't have a second wallet.
Okay. Yeah, you do.
Do I?
Yeah. On the Vegas trip that we took a couple months ago.
Oh, the Davey wallet.
Yeah, the Davey wallet. So Dave bought us all wallets.
Yeah.
So maybe it's in there with all your leftover Davey dollars.
It could be. I do have a lot of Davey dollars.
I do.
leftover.
I was thinking of burning them, and I'm like, I might as well save them.
Well, Dave did say, he was like, I don't know, there might be some in the future. So
we gotta save the leftover Davey dollars.
I'm holding on to them because I don't know. Something could come up.
Yeah, it's still on my desk in my room.
Dave will have another lame board game that he wants to get rid of.
I know. So you start questioning, like, oh, where'd this money come from?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's okay. It made for a really fun experience.
Yeah,
So.
it added to it. We talked about that, right?
Yeah, how Landon licked the. Oh gosh.
Yeah, that was gross.
Yeah, that was gross.
And the complete stranger witnessed
I feel
it
like
happen.
complete strangers witnessing like horrendous acts is probably one of the funniest things that could ever happen.
Hey, random guy, if you're out there listening,
We love you.
Leave us a comment.
Yeah, we love
and we
you.
love you.
Yeah, we
You're
appreciate
welcome here.
you for witnessing probably the grossest thing that any of my friends have ever done.
Yeah, without like question or thought about it. It was just like, boom, boom, I'm doing this.
You could tell on his face that was like, oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised his tongue didn't stick to it.
Yeah. Yeah. That would have been comical and hilarious. And I would have gotten my money's worth. I feel like I didn't get my money's worth because I paid out the wazoo.
Yes.
For Landon.
$5,000, right?
$5,000
Yeah.
to lick a wheel. He didn't even get sick. I was really hoping he'd be like, oh, my stomach hurts really bad and I caught something from licking a rail at Disneyland. I know that's kind of sadistic to say.
I mean, at that point though, you're the one that's out $5,000. So
Exactly.
that makes
exactly.
sense. Yeah. I would feel the same.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like I didn't get, like, I might request a refund.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who would get the game at that point? Because the prize was some board game that Dave had. Because I think that $5,000 probably put him over, right?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe I'd get it.
Maybe.
Maybe I'll have to forcefully take away the game too. I bet that game is still wrapped in its original wrapping.
So
and it's somewhere in this house.
We are in Landon's house right now. Landon gave me a key to his house because, again, all of them are on vacation. So Will and I are just chilling in Landon's living room. We could just, you want to steal some stuff?
Yeah, let's do it. By the time this goes up,
Hey,
he will be back.
Will,
So
Will, look.
I know. I was actually going to make that joke. I was looking at it. I'm like, I could take the PS5 and I could just say, oh, it came.
Yeah.
And then I could break a window and say, oh,
Sorry,
somebody
Landon.
robbed your house
don't know
while you
what
were
happened.
away. Yeah, gosh.
That sucks.
It was the day after
Yeah.
we came. It was the night of.
And there's
left.
like 500 red Solo cups filled with water.
I know.
I don't
just
know how that
around.
happened.
Yeah, and they're like filled with like dye too. So if you
Yeah.
squash one, and then in the basement there's like bottles of bleach everywhere too, just to kind of like drive home the fact that you almost died from bleach.
Also,
down there.
piece of poop on your pillow. Like, I don't know how
Yeah.
that got
So when you like lay down, you can feel the squish. And you're like, oh man, my face got pooped.
I don't know what were we talking about.
Pranking Landon's house.
Yes.
Taking his PS5.
Yeah, which won't happen.
Yeah. No, it won't. No big deal.
No. But hey, Christmas is coming up.
Yeah.
We are now in the month of December.
Christmas.
The snow's coming down.
Christmas.
Snow's still coming down.
Christmas.
Snow still coming down. I don't know the words.
I don't know the words. All I know is
Christmas and something about snow. Which that's actually like most Christmas songs.
Yes.
It's saying
Snow,
Christmas and then
tree.
snow.
There's a tree in there
Tree,
somewhere.
Nuts.
There's often another person involved where it's like, stay the night with me.
Hot
Like,
chocolate.
Yeah, hot chocolate.
Santa. It's a big one.
Open fire.
Open fire.
Jack Frost nipping at your nose.
Noses.
Noses.
Yeah, we could write our own Christmas song.
Let's do it. Let's write. I mean, we still have to write our.
Oh gosh! So it would have been this week, wouldn't it?
it would have, but
So-
they decided to go to.
Probably good because I don't
okay.
think any of us have started our story.
I guarantee if somebody I will pay somebody like $2 if they have written their
Davey
story
dollars?
already. $2 Davey dollars, yeah, $2 Davey dollars.
Okay. Just to be safe for you,
Yeah,
because you never know.
yeah. Okay. The only person that might have written his story is Dave because he has so much free time.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's a good point. I feel like, because I still want to do it. I think all of us want to do it. I think by the end of the month, at least, we should have it done.
yes.
Because it was a fun idea, and I think we should see it through.
It could be our Christmas special, our story time special.
Yes. You know what we could do? Also, we could then like try to guess whose story is whose.
Ooh, that would be interesting.
Yeah, a little like Secret Santa thing.
Yeah. That'd be kind of cool. But we'd have to have somebody that's in on it. So somebody has to read all of them.
Yeah,
and
we could
they
get
have
a,
to know.
we could get a third party.
We could get a third party or a sixth party in this case because there's 5 of us on
Six
the podcast.
party? Yeah, we'll find someone.
Find someone. We'll find a way. Life finds a way.
Life finds a way. I'm Jeff Goldblum. Snow. Christmas.
And Christmas.
Yes. So yeah, you doing any fun things for Christmas this year?
Oh, I don't know, man. I think I'm just gonna relax, stay at home. I kind of want to do a similar thing to Friendsgiving, you
That'd be
know, because we talked about last week on the podcast. We had a giant Friendsgiving that was like
Merry
Thanksgiving.
Friendsmas?
Merry Friendsmas. Yeah, could be that. It doesn't have to be as complicated as like we all make something and bring something together. It doesn't have to be that. Maybe it could just be go to Sherry's or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is a diner that's open till like ridiculous hours, like 2 a.m.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah, I'd be down. I think
I
it'd be
did
fun.
have fun making the beef Wellington and all the food, but it was tiring.
See, I bet you only had fun because it turned out perfectly. If it turned out like
that was
garbage,
a big part.
yeah, you would not have had fun.
Probably
You would have
not.
said, "Oh, 2.5 hours, 3 hours of my life wasted."
Wasted.
Yeah, and I don't
And a lot
blame
of
you because
money.
I would have done the same thing and a lot of money too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be down to just go out to eat somewhere the 23rd or something like that.
We could do like a little gift exchange thing,
Yeah,
like a
I did.
$10 or maximum.
I
Or
was
something.
thinking like a Secret Santa. I texted the group chat, but it's kind of late for a Secret Santa. Like Black Friday's passed. It's
yeah.
now, what is today? We didn't ever say the
4th.
date, the 4th, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Today's
whatever.
December
Yeah,
4th.
Yeah, 4th.
So, yeah. So it's like 21 days till Christmas, 3 weeks on the dot.
Well, why is it too late though?
I feel like you need to give people an adequate amount of time to get gifts for a specific person, especially.
Yeah,
if
but it's three.
They live.
It's 3 weeks.
They live in a like. What happens if you get Dave? You have to ship it.
No, I don't.
What are you gonna do?
I
Just
don't
like
have to ship it.
put it in front of the camera. Here's your gift. You can get it when you visit next time in like a year and a half.
I could get him a QR code gift, and he could scan it through the camera.
You can get him a digital video game, I guess. I don't know.
I could, but I mean, I'm thinking like $10, like max. Like I don't want to spend a lot of money.
Cheapskate. This is your friends, man. Like,
Yeah, but you know, I'm getting gifts for other people.
and you also have
I'm not a
bills.
millionaire, Will.
Yeah, you also have bills now too.
I have bills.
Yeah.
I do.
So, yeah, apartment renter, Michael.
Yep, that's my name. That's what they call me.
Yep. Well, we'll see. We'll get back to the listeners on if we'll be doing a Secret Santa, I guess.
My vote is yes. We should
Yeah.
do something.
I mean,
I do
That'd
like
be
your
something.
Sherry's idea. I think that's a good idea because we didn't do it for Black Friday,
yeah, that is true.
which was what we normally do every year. But they did close like a lot earlier.
Yeah,
I
it
think,
was
like-
something crazy.
I think like 11:30.
11:30 p.m.
Yeah,
Something like that. I was
which, like you said, they're normally open till like 2.
2. Yeah.
So yeah, we'll have to do something.
Yeah.
Something like that. Be fun.
It would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. So anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think it was pretty comprehensive.
What do you
Cast.
What do you want for expectations to be for next week?
Next week
What does Will want
for the podcast,
for just your week?
I hope to be happy.
Hey, that's good.
No, I just hope I
Get
I
your
guess-
PS5.
honestly, that is at the forefront of my mind.
I mean, it
I'm
would
gonna
be for
honest.
me.
Yeah, I feel lame for like thinking about it so much, and then I realize like
Nah.
this is like one of my biggest hobbies, and it's fine.
It's one of your biggest hobbies. It was not cheap.
Yeah. Oh,
Like you said, you've been waiting a year.
well, it wouldn't be a big deal if you could just walk in and buy one.
I saw like 9 Xbox Series. I don't even know what the new
S.
one
Is it the smaller
It's
one?
the digital version.
Okay,
I saw
yeah.
like 9 of those at Walmart.
That's
I almost bought it because I was like, oh, it'd be kind of fun to like play some Xbox games. Or
well, that and also you can play like Xbox 360 and Xbox
Yeah.
original
yeah,
games on it. you can just download them digitally, and it's like
Right.
it's super backwards compatible, more so than PS5. So
Yeah. But
if you like old games,
yeah. But I didn't.
yeah, it's probably not worth the money, knowing how much time you spend on your Switch, and you bought a Switch. So
Yep.
how many hours do you have played on Mario Odyssey?
Actually, not that much. I haven't played much video games in the past probably month.
Yeah, it makes me sad. I see your name online, and I'm like, oh, he's probably watching a movie.
Yeah. I've been watching a lot of just TV shows, YouTube.
Anything in particular?
I think I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago, but I finished Arcane, the Netflix original series.
I really want to watch that.
Holy crap, that is a great show. It is it's awesome. It's a show that I immediately liked as soon as I started watching. Yeah, it was like, this is great. And I was describing it as a feeling of like instant nostalgia, because it felt like how much I liked it compared to like other shows I watched as a kid. And I haven't really felt that with a show in a long time. And it was just weird. It was like, wow, this is a great show. And I couldn't really find anything I didn't like about it.
Really? You didn't even have one minor complaint?
No.
Now I have to watch it.
Yeah, and I don't mean to set such a high, bar for it, but that's my honest opinion about it, is I liked it that much. I'm on another podcast, and we are more like narrowed in towards like video game, like more
specific for video games, TV shows,
right.
movies.
And we rate stuff that we watch and play, and I rated it a 10 out of 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is high praise.
It is high praise.
Holy smokes.
But yes, well worth the watch. It is a fantastic show. Even if you don't, I know nothing about, I don't even know the name of it.
League of Legends?
League of Legends.
Yeah, I don't know anything either.
I don't know anything about the game. I don't know the characters or the world or anything. I loved the show. The show was great. The voice acting is amazing. The characters, the relationship with the characters, it just, something about the show is like, this is one of the best shows I've ever seen.
So I'm watching a different show right now. The sixth part of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure just came out on Netflix.
Okay.
It's an anime. It's really well known. Should I stop watching that and watch Arcane, or should I finish? Because
I would finish your show.
Okay. It's not like drop everything now. This is the greatest thing since sliced bread.
I mean,
it kind of is.
I would say it kind of is, but like I wouldn't. If I were you, I would still just finish the show you're on. How many episodes?
Well, they release 12 episodes every month, so and they're only 20 minutes.
Okay, yeah, I would finish.
So it'll be like 3 more hours, I think.
And are all of the episodes out?
No, so they drop 12 every month. So I think there's going to be 12. They drop 12 on December 1st.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be dropping 12 either end of December, early January, or then probably another 12 later on. At least that's what I think. I don't know if that's completely 100% accurate. Because usually with the other seasons of the show, it wasn't Netflix exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
It was weekly.
Okay.
And
are you just binging it when they drop the episodes?
Yes. So I've only watched one episode so far, but it was like yesterday. So
okay, I would watch
Arcane.
I would watch Arcane.
Dang. I don't know.
All the episodes are out.
I love JoJo though. I love JoJo.
Do what you want. I'm just saying it because I loved Arcane so much. All the episodes are out, so you don't have to wait at all.
Okay.
And you can watch both shows at the same time.
That is true.
You don't have to stop one, but
it's kind of weird that we live in an era of binging.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how back then it was like, oh, got my Star Trek tonight, but then I got my what other 80s show?
Magnum PI.
Magnum PI tomorrow.
Yeah.
How do you keep up with that many storylines?
It's hard.
Yeah.
I have a very one-track mind, so if I'm watching something, I have a hard time doing exactly what I'm telling you to do.
Yeah.
But just the fact that Arcane is so good, I would say give it a shot.
Yeah.
And you're, I think, better at that than I am.
It makes me wonder. Well, it doesn't make me wonder. It was just kind of a light bulb moment. That's probably why they have the previously ons.
Yeah.
Previously on Star Trek.
Previously on Lost.
Yeah. And then there'll be like some recap that you're supposed to understand. You're like, what's going on?
Although at the same time, I kind of have a problem with those because...
Why?
Well, it is almost a spoiler because it kind of is prepping you for something specific that's going to happen in the episode you're going to watch. because it calls back to something that like, hey, specifically this episode is going to be about this thing. You know, most of them aren't just like, this is what happened in episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Interesting. I never thought about that.
I mean, not that they're not bad, but I kind of have that viewpoint of those sometimes where I'm like, oh, so now I'm going to expect something with this specifically to happen in this episode.
So here's what Star Trek: The Next Generation does. That usually only does previously on when it's a two-parter. So at the end of the season, one of the most famous ones is Picard's now a Borg.
Right.
He's Locutus, right? Is that his name? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it's Locutus. He's now part of the Borg hive mind. He's like he's their ambassador basically. And Riker is staring at Picard in the Borg ship, and he says, "Mr. Worf, prepared fire." Boom, to be continued. Or maybe he even says Worf, fire, or something like that. And then it's like, to be continued. Boom, season end. And that's the end of season 3, I think it is. And so beginning of season 4, it says previously on Star Trek, and it just recaps that episode pretty much.
I think with stuff like that, it makes sense. Like if there's, like you said, a two-parter, it's specifically like an overarching story for those 2 episodes. Or if it's season ending, you probably do need that reminder.
But like, let's say a character comes back that you weren't expecting from season 2, and it's season 7 of a show,
right?
And it's like previously on.
Like, why are they talking about this guy specifically? Huh? Oh, that's why.
Previously on Hotkeys, and it's like this Jesse showing up, like, and it's like, oh well, Jesse's coming back.
Yeah, but yeah. So yes, do what you want, but I would say watch Arcane because it is fantastic.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it.
You won't be disappointed.
I am really excited because if there's one thing I'll say about League of Legends, their characters look dope. They look awesome.
The character designs are like just crazy. They're well done. They make sense for the world that they're in. It's almost like I know people kind of get sick of it, but it's almost like a steampunky look, but it has its own spin on it.
Interesting. Are you familiar with Final Fantasy VII? Like that kind of fantasy, but also has a lot of technology?
Yeah. That's an excellent way to kind of think about it.
Yeah. Okay. That's a really good setting. I really enjoy that setting.
Yeah. Then you're going to love Arcane.
I'm gonna love it. Oh, man.
You're going to love it.
I'm excited now.
Yeah.
You've got me hyped up, man. You got me hyped up.
It's worth the hype.
Would you say it's like the best Netflix original show?
I would have to say yes. It's the highest ranked one for me. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now I have a recommendation for you.
All right.
Midnight Mass. You probably heard Landon and I talk about it.
On the podcast?
Yes. No, wait. No, I don't think so. Just in personal.
Maybe. Refresh me.
So it's about this preacher that leaves an island of like 125 people, and he's super old. And then a different preacher comes back really young.
Okay. Yeah, you were telling
me. Like nobody knows who he is, nobody knows what he's doing here, and like miracles start happening randomly. Yeah. It is a little spooky.
Okay.
But I think you'll like it.
Okay.
I think you'll be a little spooked.
Okay.
But you'll like
Maybe watch it with the lights on.
Watch it with the lights
at daytime?
For sure. At daytime.
Okay.
A lot of the show isn't about like the horror aspect of it. Mm-hmm. It's mostly about how the characters interact with grief and faith and suffering.
Okay.
But there's a little bit, just a tiny bit.
A little bit.
Of scary.
Okay.
And it's pretty scary.
Okay. Okay. A little bit, but the little bit is very.
Yes.
Okay. All
especially
right,
like it kind of like it's like one of those slow build shows, and then it kind of ramps up.
Is this a Netflix?
It's a Netflix original show.
Okay.
Cool. Anyway, that's my recommendation for you.
Cool.
I
will say, I did start watching Hawkeye. I don't know if you've.
Yes, I've seen the 3 episodes that are out right now.
I have 2. We can talk about it briefly, but I think it's actually really good so far.
I am very surprised by, is it Kate Bishop?
Kate Bishop.
Her character is awesome.
Yeah.
I love her character.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the first like new characters in Marvel that I've actually adored in a while. Like Shang-Chi wasn't bad, but he wasn't like, oh, I really like Shang-Chi. Yeah. He's one of my favorite. No, like he's fine. Mm-hmm. Kate Bishop, I'm like, oh, Kate Bishop's great.
Yeah.
I really enjoy her character.
Yeah, I think she's really likable. She's easy to relate to in terms of like kind of the day-to-day family stuff that she goes through in the show.
And she has her flaws too.
She has her flaws.
She's Captain Marvel.
She's not Captain Marvel. Yeah. She's likable, which is a big part of why I enjoy the show. I think it was in the third episode, so the latest episode, spoiler for Hawkeye, but the third episode I think had one of the most like heart-wrenching, like, gosh, I'm getting like a little teary-eyed here, but like it had like a very sad but like sweet, depressing moment with Hawkeye, with Clint and his son, when his son called him on the phone.
Oh yeah, that's brutal.
And that's something that I really appreciate from the show, is it seems like they're not afraid to go with the sincere.
Yeah.
And that's something I've had a problem with most of the MCU movies or shows, that they kind of undercut it with either a joke or just stay away from it completely. But it seems like
it's more similar to WandaVision than it is Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. And that's something like, out of all the stuff that they've done in the movies and shows up to that point, and it's the newest thing, which I think is a good thing, that's been like one of my favorite moments, just because it was so like understanding and it's sad, and
it's something that can happen to literally anybody. You're caught up with work and can't make it home for Christmas. It's relatable, but he's in a superhero position. So it's brilliant.
And the fact too, like in the show, he's suffering from hearing loss, which I was talking to other people that they were like, yeah, that kind of came out of nowhere, which I can understand. It was like, yeah, it wasn't really, laid out
really
before,
come out of nowhere.
but the comic that the show is like highly based on, he has the same thing. He has like a hearing aid and stuff.
I think they do it well.
I think it's fine. Like, I mean, if you think about it, sure, it makes sense. He's like, out of all of the members of the Avengers, he's like pretty much the only human. Yeah. He doesn't have a special armor. He's not super powered. It's just him. So I get that like something like that could happen. I believe it. But yeah, just that aspect with the phone call where he wasn't able to hear him was like, oh, it's so well done, and it's so sad, but it's at the same time it's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been really enjoying the show so far, which I had no expectations for it.
Yeah.
So I think it's actually done really well. I think we're gonna get Kingpin.
You think so?
The Vincent D'Onofrio Kingpin.
You think so?
I think so.
Interesting.
I think so. Yeah.
I don't know. Is he Uncle?
That's who I think it is.
Yep.
I think it is.
Because he played Kingpin in
Daredevil.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because apparently there's also a rumor floating around. I won't say it because it might be a spoiler.
Oh, you could say it.
Well, okay. So just skip this if you don't
Spoiler
want
alert
massive
in case
spoilers
this comes right.
in case this comes true. But Daredevil might show up in Spider-Man No Way Home.
Specifically Charlie Cox.
Yes,
played
Charlie
him
Cox
in the
Daredevil.
show.
Now, it's entirely possible that it might be fake.
Yeah.
But it's not as convincing as the other leaks that came out about the show.
Yeah.
The other leaks that came out about the show, not the show, the movie. I'm like, okay, that's got to be true. You know, especially
and those
that trailer
those
that
leaks have more
didn't get edited.
Right, yeah. But yeah, I'm excited for this show. I'm excited to see where it goes. It makes me want to read the comic that it's based off of, because the comic seems really good too. So,
speaking of comics, you know what I almost watched on HBO Max the other day? The Long Halloween. They finally put both parts on there.
Yeah.
And so I think I'm watching it soon. I'm going to watch it soon.
Yeah. I definitely enjoyed the comic more, but the movie was good.
It was good.
Yeah.
Nice.
I would encourage you to read the comic too, at some point. But
okay.
Yeah, for the most part, DC animation, their movies are pretty good. I think lately, not so much, but majority of them I think are done really well.
Gotcha.
And stay true to what they're based off of.
I'll have to find the comic somewhere then. If only I had a
have
friend
it
who had it.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's gonna be tough to find it.
Yeah. Anyway, so anything else you want to talk about, or should we wrap up?
I think we should wrap up.
I think we should too. This was fun. I think from now on it'll just be Will and I.
Yeah.
For the Hotkeys. So Landon, you're fired. Dave, you are fired. Colby, you are still like our water boy. So stick around for a little bit.
We should say your application has been denied because he's not technically a member.
There you go.
No, just kidding. He is.
Not anymore because you're fired.
That's true. Anyway.
Well, thank you for listening, everybody. I hope you enjoyed your time as we did, and we will talk to you next week.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Bye. You can just push stop.
Oh, I can?
Yep.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Hotkeys podcast. You can find us on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, CastBox, YouTube, and other podcasting platforms. Visit our website, www.hotkeyspodcast.com. Follow us on Twitter at Hotkeys Podcast and join our Facebook group at facebook.com/HKHotkeys. Please like and review us and subscribe to the show on whichever platforms you use. Finally, you can contact us via email at hosts@hotkeyspodcast.com.